Thank you very much, everybody, for waiting. We're joined now by Ben Youngs, and Joe Launchbury will be through very shortly as well. Is that working, the translation for you?
Yep.
Good as gold. So we'll now open the floor. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand and a microphone will come your way. The floor is open. Here in the front row, please.
Ben, I know we've talked to you about this before, about equaling the record, but can you just talk about, from a Leicester point of view, from seeing Dan drop bait about a year ago, and he's fought back really hard to get in that position, isn't he, of winning the 91st cap, and also what it'll mean to you again?
Just wait for the Japanese translation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Coley's worked incredibly hard to miss out on the South African tour, to then go away, reflect, work on the bits that he needed to get work on. It's credit to him. Obviously, I see him day to day at the club, and I see how hard he's worked to the areas that, for him, don't come particularly natural for him, whether that's his ball carrying and things like that. He'd much rather just go around hitting rucks and scrummaging and do all that. But it shows how much he wants to be a part of the squad, how much he's tried to grow, and how much the coaches have also invested in him. Even though when he hasn't been picked, you know, still keeping contact, still coming down to watch him train, still pushing forward. So, you know, I'm delighted for Coley. You know, he's someone that who I've gone through the whole sort of time together. We're still going now, so I'm really pleased to see him back involved and getting the accolades that he deserves. And myself, yeah, obviously it's really nice. I hope we get some time tomorrow on the pitch. But I think for my family, really, I guess it's nice for them. But for me, it's just another game, and it's one that I'm looking forward to.
Another question? Yes, at the back, and then we'll come here to the left. Right at the back, yeah.
Ben, you obviously played in the game against Tonga. As a team, have you identified the areas where you'd look to improve for this game?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One is obviously ball control will be one, but judging by running around out there just then, it's pretty humid, pretty slippy, so be a good chance to test how quickly we've worked on that. Training's been pretty minimal this week, just a lot of walkthroughs, but that's an area we can certainly tidy up. The other one, I felt like we had Tonga in some really good position in terms of field position, but we let them off with poor discipline, easy outs. When you get a team like that under pressure in their own 22, we can't be allowing them easy exits, and we did that 3 or 4 times. So that was disappointing. Those are the 2 areas that I feel that we can tidy up pretty quickly. We'll get an opportunity to do that tomorrow.
Thank you. We're joined by Joe Launchbury as well now. Next question is here.
まずベン・ヤング選手にお話を伺います。日曜日に札幌で試合をやってまだ3日で、今日練習少し拝見させてもらうとものすごい走って練習をされてましたが、こういったハードな練習というのはもう皆さん慣れてるんでしょうか？
Yeah, so obviously it's a short turnaround. I think for us, we haven't done a huge amount in the first few days, just a lot of recovery, a lot of getting the body right. Allowed us now today, like you say, to run fast, blow the cobwebs out in terms of our lungs and get moving. So it's important for us because we haven't done too much for a few two days to get a really good hit out. And we always do that before we play. Feel like it puts us in a good physical space before taking the field. So this team is more than capable of being able to go again tomorrow night.
So we've got 2 questions here, one at the back and then up here first. So first at the back.
Joe, you had to sit and watch on the weekend. How determined are you to go out and make a mark tomorrow, given how competitive that second row position is?
Joe, just waiting for the translation. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for myself and a number of guys in this squad. I think we talk about a squad effort amongst this team, and tomorrow is a great opportunity for us to show our strength and depth. And I know for myself, yeah, they're excited to get out there and play in a great stadium and sort of keep the momentum going and get a good performance tomorrow against America.
Thank you.
Joe, it's essentially the same side, isn't it, that started that first warm-up game against Wales way back in the beginning of August. Given how quick that turnaround is this week and one training session, how much confidence do you take from that performance there? Because when that squad was announced, we all kind of, scratched our heads a little bit, and it's sort of all become quite apparent now that this was always the plan.
Yeah, the way we train, we chop and change sort of formations and personnel quite often. So we get pretty used to playing with different combinations. So in the forward pack, would scrum and operate in the line-up with a variety of different people from week to week. So we're ready for scenarios like this. So yeah, really excited with the opportunity and the team tomorrow. I think it's a great stage for some guys to play on. Sometimes the first time in a World Cup. So that brings out the excitement for some of the guys as well.
Julian Guy, AFP. Ben, I just wondered, obviously several of the United States team play in the Premiership. I just wondered what you made of those players in particular and what you made of them as a team overall, where you thought their strengths and weaknesses lie.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know a few of them. Blaine Scully in particular. Played with him at Leicester. Extremely good in the air. A very competitive athlete. Obviously coached also by Gary Gold, who a lot of the Bath lads will know. He'll look to averaging sort of 20 kicks a game, look to play territory. So it's exciting for our back three. They're certainly excited about tomorrow night, the prospect of getting some time to counter-attack. We've looked at their footage, but with such a short turnaround, there has been a huge element on ourselves in terms of what we can do better from the Tonga game. But it does help that we're familiar with some of the guys, and certainly Gary and his coaching philosophy.
Thank you. Another question? Yes, we have one in the middle, and then we'll come to you.
Ben, World Rugby issued a statement yesterday criticising their referees for the first few games. Have you guys discussed that? Does it change anything for you that they sort of seem on red alert for their referees to be getting things exactly right?
No, it doesn't change anything for us. We just make sure that every picture that we show at the breakdown and cleaning out and maul and scrum is good pictures, and we don't change what we do. Obviously, next reffing tomorrow night, I'm sure that he's looking forward to getting out there, and we're looking forward to working with him as a team.
Ben, I want to ask you about your impression about the stadium and also about the condition of the field. And both of you, I want to know about your impression about Kobe as a city.
There's a few. Start with the stadium. Very impressive. Eddie told us it's a great stadium, and he wasn't wrong. It's really nice out there. It's very humid out there. It's hot. It didn't take long for some of the forwards to get pretty sweaty and tired and cover up the ball in sweat. So that'll be fun for us nines. But impressive as we've all been as a squad, haven't we? We've been unbelievably impressed by the welcome that we received in Japan and the joy and the fun that we're having out here. We went into Kobe yesterday, had some nice beef. We're having a nice time, so everyone's very welcoming.
Joe, anything to add?
He ate the most.
Christian over here.
Ben, a couple of questions. You say the family's over. Is your dad over? Is Tom over? Just an idea of who is over. Yeah, that's it. Forgotten the second question. It was a killer. It's the best question I'd have ever asked, but I've forgotten it, so that'll do.
No one's out actually yet. My wife arrives next week, and then my dad comes a week later. So they'll be tuning on TV tomorrow. But I'll see them in the next 2 weeks, which will be nice. Have you got your second one now?
I have.
You remembered it?
I remembered it. Just in terms of today's captain's run, because of the short build-up, was it more intense today than it would have been in a conventional week, the day before the match?
No, we want to always, every time we do a captain's run, I think we certainly come a long way from the old tradition of 10 minutes of jogging about and make you feel good. We like to get a bit of a blow on and work hard, and today was no difference to normal. I think with the short turnaround, it's probably good. It just means that you get straight to the nitty-gritty in terms of what you actually need to do in the week, what actually becomes important. And with the guys leading, with George, Joe, doing the line out and Cruiser and guys like that, they get hold of the team very, very quickly. We've been allowed to do that with the walkthroughs we've had in the last 2 days as well. So it's been a good feel to it, and I think it was nice for those boys to do it at a faster pace than within a tennis court walking around.
We had another question at the back on this side, I think.
Joe, just a quick question about the weather conditions. There's a lot of talk about whether the ball's slippery and whatnot. Is it more favourable conditions than Sapporo based on what you've just seen outside?
It seems to be something which we're relatively used to. Obviously, it's slightly different, slippy balls compared to back home. I think, like Lenny said, pretty early on. Then it got pretty wet. The grass was even a bit greasy as well. So for us, probably have to look to maybe take the ball a little bit earlier. Maybe as a pack of forwards, maybe try and get hold of the ball a bit earlier rather than catch it at the line. But it's something we're really focused on for tomorrow. We felt a large parts of our game 4 days ago, which we were pleased with. But one area we want to really impress tomorrow with our attack. So keeping hold of the ball will be imperative to that. So we'll have to adjust these conditions pretty quick.
Another question? No more questions. Thank you very much, Ben. Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.